newspaper, the banner headline. Before we delve into the story, just a few days ago, the federal government rescinded its decision to cancel all forms of subsidy 2022 June and said they were going to give it an extension of at least 18 months. Are we joking? Are we serious? Are we politicizing subsidy? Or are we simply dancing to the tune of the NLC? Jonathan, what do you think, or what has been the feelers you're getting from outside since the return of subsidy for another first 6 months of the year plus extra 18 months?
Well, I would say Nigerians are very, very tired of this issue of subsidy because most of the players, most of the people in the government that have been, going back and forth over the issue have been playing on the conscience and intelligence of Nigerians. I could remember vividly during the Jonathan's administration, this issue was on the front burner and people took to the streets, being sponsored by the opposition as at that time, trying to paint that government in black. But now, the issue of subsidy has resurrected again by the government that was kicking against that particular removal of fuel subsidy. So I'm not against removal of subsidy. What is there is the insincerity of the government and the players in the oil industry, because they have been making Nigerians drive with the intent that Nigerians are getting subsidy. At the end of it, it serves as a cover for them to, defraud Nigerians. Sorry to use that word. Trying to make Nigerians believe that the subsidy, the figures they are quoting, is the right figure. And then this, at the end of the day, the subsidy or the amount that they collect goes into the hands of few individuals. But so I'm not against the removal of subsidy. But the truth of the matter, I'm not against if actually they will be sincere. Are you getting what I'm saying? If actually they will be sincere that the removal of the subsidy is the only way to go, and they do it in the right way, I'm not against that.
All right, so this is what I'd like to draw your attention to this morning. Fayemi, the chairman of the Governors Forum, has said there is a lot of fraud in consumption and distribution figures. The House of Representatives have raised a 28-member panel to probe daily fuel consumption and refineries. And the third one, Nigeria risk bankruptcy. These are all the riders on the banner headline of the Punch newspaper this morning. Nigeria risk bankruptcy as fuel subsidy continues, experts warn the federal government. I remember that quite a number of weeks ago, the IMF advised Nigeria subsidy is one of the problems we have. We look back a little, and I'm wondering if something is not working for us and we need to remove it, and then we're putting it back, and every time we remove it and then we're putting it back, high inflation, we say fuel pump price is likely to go up, food inflation. I mean, there is just a whole lot of issues that we're dealing with at the same time. My question, if this mode of applying the subsidy is not working, and Nigerians are still clamoring that don't give it to the few people, why are we not looking at a better way? Why are we not rejigging the system through which we are applying the subsidy?
Thank you very much, Tominsin. Please, let's just quickly, for those who have the discerning mind, just look at this number scenario, and I'll come to what you have just said. The 2022 budget signed into law is a 17 trillion
budget.
And to fund that, we've gone a borrowing. Part of what we have been
Don't forget that we borrowed last year too, and we're yet to pay.
Part of what we are saying is that do we have the capacity to even look at how we are going to repay
what we've borrowed?
The economy is not working, it's a locomotive that is not moving forward.
Okay.
There is crass unproductivity. You see it also anytime you begin to see kidnappers, ransom for money. Those things don't advance our GDP as they always talk about. And then girls being raped, young girls and all that. Those are the manifestations. Now, we have now been told that subsidy has been restored.
Okay.
I just want us to look at the numbers. So we have a 17 trillion budget. Add on to that 3 trillion that
NNPC is asking for.
Still. That means what? 20 trillion.
20 trillion.
By the same token, our revenue projection is 10 trillion.
So we're going to borrow 10.
So we have to look for 10 trillion. I just told you that the economy is not, we don't have light, people are just, unemployment is high. So we need to now get 10 trillion by additional borrowing over what I just mentioned. What that tells you as a developmental economist is that if anybody is telling you that we are facing the Golgotha on our road to Golgotha of bankruptcy,
Believe it.
they have a point. Now let's get now back to what you mentioned. I keep on saying it all the time. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. What is the true consumption of petroleum products in Nigeria? Nobody has been able to. A way out is, those trucks go to not just the tank farms now, to the depot that are worn out, they are decrepit, they've not been serviced for a long time. You take fuel in there. If you are looking for the numbers, you can begin to now then say, okay, if Jonathan has taken his truck in there, he's taking 30,000 liters, he goes there for the second time, he's taking 60, and I've done the same. So we're talking about 120.
Yes.
Now, what Jonathan has taken,
Yes.
how has it been used by us?
Where did he take it to? Who did he sell it to?
That's it.
Also, don't let me use Jonathan. He's a gentleman. You introduce him as a gentleman. I think he's more gentle than me. Why do you take my own portion? Why do you take my own portion? I would have taken it to Oshun. I would have taken it to Zamfara. You know why? If I can sell it and smuggle it across
The
borders, and I'm going to make 4-5 times.
Despite the fact that I've collected subsidy for getting it.
Are you going to say I am a foolish man? I will just then think of you and not go and sell it out there and thereby want to now then say yes. So I've taken it as a subsidized amount at a detrimental cost to me, to my children, to our children's children, no hospital, no whatever it is, and whatever little is being mismanaged, is being stolen blind. And then you now expect me to take the risk of taking my truck in there to go out. So in other words, I am saying that data to determine what we are really consuming is not there. And you know the reason why it is not there? Because there are operators, there are people who are benefiting from this subsidy. And let me now break the table to you. I've been in that industry, and it's high time we begin to now look at, when you say presidency, the state governors, whatever it is, including Nigerian Labour Congress. I tell you, there are people whose hands, legs, mouth is now being widened to the extent that they will never ever want us to remove the subsidy. So now, the political will to do the right thing, yes, it's true. And so Jonathan will now say, no, I don't want it. Me too, I will say, you will say, we cannot eat our cake and have it. I agree. I agree that political will is not there. But what pains me, and I have to tell you what my own pain is that close to